Hi everybody, Christopher Moss here, prointernetmarketing.co.uk, and this is video 4 in the Making a Website series. This one is how to set up your FTP client. If you was watching the last video, you'd have heard me having a debate with myself as to whether to do the installing WordPress or the FTP video for video number 4, but I think we're going to stick with the FTP as it's quite an important step, and it's also quite a straightforward one. So as it says in the welcome email, it gives you the information which we'll need in a moment. If you don't have any FTP software, I recommend Filezilla. Now, I was going to recommend Filezilla anyway, and the eagle-eyed amongst you may have recognised that I spotted earlier that I'd already downloaded it. So we're going to go through the install. If you're not too sure how to get at it, like it says there, you just go to filezillaproject.org, or we'll just quickly whip through on Google and I'll show you where to go. So just Google Filezilla, and oops, don't go to the cached version. Helps if you're not a complete noob like me. There we go. Click quick download links, yep, so you want to do that, and then you want either the 32-bit or both 64, blah blah blah, recommended, so you want to go with that one. Well, you don't, depends on the version of Windows that you've got or whatever you're using, but yeah, traditionally you want to go with that one. That's what I've downloaded, I believe, 3.5. So yeah, 3.50. So we're just going to double click that. I've already downloaded it, you see, so not going through the download process again. So we just want to agree to the first menu, whatever, leave these as they are, no point in changing them. Again, whether you want to change this or not, I'm just leaving it as is. Yes, and that should be it in terms of Filezilla. So we'll let it start up, accept the blah blah blah, and make it big. So we want to go to File, Site Manager, and we want to do New Site, and then you want to call it, what I normally do is TSO, because that's the name of the web host and it just helps you organise stuff later on. And then you've got TSO, and I want to call it White Hoodie UK. Doesn't really matter what you call it. Excuse me, there's the telephone, be right back. Apologies about that. That's the joys of being at home during the day, I guess. You get hammered with crappy phone calls about nothing or other. Right, so we've got our site set up, and we've named it anyway. So the information that we require is actually already given to us. So this is the host name, and you'll know it asks here for the host. Let's paste that in. Let's copy and paste. Next we need our username. So we're just going to copy that in. We want to set logon type to normal. User to white who. Password. Yes, we want the password. And then there's also something here about default. Oh, I'm going to close that down. Default something or other. Upload directory, public HTML. I'll cover that in a sec. Shouldn't need that, but I think you can actually set that to default remote directory. I generally don't do that, but you can do. Cover why I don't do that in a sec. So we're okay. So we've put in our host name. We've put in our logon type to normal, so it's going to ask us for a password, but we've already specified the password, and we put our username in. So that's basically all you need to do. Other hosts may give you other ways to set this up, and if you're unsure, ask your host. So we're going to click connect, and there we go, we're in. So we can see here a load of weird stuff, and you might be thinking, like, what on earth does any of this mean? Well, it's told us here that our upload directory is public HTML. So what that actually means is anything that we put in the public_HTML folder is actually going to be live on that website. So if we fire up whitehoodie.co.uk, there we go. So you can actually tell straight away that it's working because it's just indexing that. So just to absolutely prove to you that it's working, and we're going to go to here. I'm going to create something called one, and we're going to put in some rubbish. And just to, I tell you what, we need to save that as a HTML document. So we'll do file, save as, and we'll do one.html. In fact, we'll call it index. That'll prove it. index.html. So we've got our index. If we go to desktop, which is where that file was created, and just drag that into there, then if we go back here and refresh, we should just see a load of crap. There we go. So that proves straight away that you're actually up and working. Right, and that's good. You know, delete that for now because we don't need it. But like I say, I don't normally set that. But if you want to go back into your file and your site manager in here, go to advanced. And as it's telling us that our default directory should be public_HTML, we can just put in here public_HTML, and then OK. Let's just see, we probably need to put a / in front of there. As you can tell, I don't normally do this, but we'll just, in fact, we'll exit there. So that's that closed. Let's go back to the desktop. I'm going to delete these two files now. And then we're going to fire up Filezilla. I'm going to delete the install file just so it's not confusing. Fire up Filezilla, and we should now, when we log in, we should go straight to, there we go. So we've gone straight in, and you can't actually see all this junk by default anymore. So that's in a nutshell how you set up your Filezilla. So if you need to do any sort of, we'll come back to any like reasons why you would want to log into this, you know, in the future video. But yeah, this one was short and sweet. That's how you set up Filezilla. You can use this same sort of tutorial video for any time you're using Filezilla. That's a very, very standard setup. The only thing that I would say to you is make sure that you have got a strong password for when you're doing FTP stuff. You know, these guys have already set us up with a relatively strong password. Just if you're setting up anything in the future where you're adding, you might be going into your cPanel and going back into FTP, where is it? FTP accounts. If you're going to create anything, please use a strong password. I have unfortunately had my servers hacked in the past for using bad passwords, and believe me, it's not good fun to have to log in and find that everything's been deleted. So yeah, make sure that you use a strong password, and don't just use a username like FTP. Make sure you call it something weird like FTP_ my name or something like that. Just make sure that you don't leave stuff too obvious, because getting hacked can and does happen, and it's not the host's fault. Oftentimes it's your own fault for using really weak passwords. So yeah, don't want to leave you with a scaremongering type thing there, but at the end, just want to make sure that you're aware that, you know, you do have to take this stuff seriously, because there are dodgy, weird Russian types out there that are trying to hack your servers all the time. So yeah, stay safe and keep a safe password. Sound like a right nerd there, but better safe than sorry, I guess. So the next video we're going to be looking at installing WordPress, covering off what that is and why I suggest that you use it. So cheers for watching. See you in the next video.